Imagine a world hidden from our eyes. It is a world buzzing with purpose. Inside the warm, dark heart of a beehive, a secret language unfolds. This is not a language of words, but one of movement. It is a dance so precise, it holds the key to the colony's survival. A single forager bee returns from the sunlit fields outside. She is heavy with nectar, her legs dusted with golden pollen. But she brings back something far more valuable than food. She carries a map. It is performed as an intricate, mesmerizing dance on the vertical face of the honeycomb. A dance that will guide her sisters to a hidden treasure. Her fellow workers gather around her. They are an eager audience. They watch her every move with intense focus. They reach out their antennae, feeling the vibrations she creates. The air hums with anticipation. The returning bee begins her performance. It is a series of straight runs, punctuated by sharp turns. She shivers her body, creating a buzzing sound that is not just noise, it is information. This is the famous waggle dance. For decades, scientists have been captivated by this display. They have worked tirelessly to understand how such simple movements can convey such complex instructions. The dance is a marvel of efficiency. It is nature's own GPS system. With each waggle and turn, the bee communicates the precise direction and distance to a source of food. This could be a field of wildflowers blooming miles away. It could be a small puddle of water, essential on a hot day. The dance tells her sisters exactly where to fly. It accounts for the position of the sun. It even conveys the quality of the food source she has found. The more excited her dance, the more rewarding the destination. It is a living, breathing map, updated in real time. This unseen symphony raises a profound question. How does a creature with a brain, no bigger than a sesame seed, create such a sophisticated code? How do bees translate the vastness of the landscape into a series of carefully choreographed steps and vibrations? This is the first mystery we will explore. We will journey deep inside the hive to witness this incredible spectacle. We will try to understand the world from a bee's perspective. We will break down the components of this dance, and we will begin to appreciate the true genius of these tiny navigators who have mastered the art of communication in a way that continues to baffle and inspire us. The waggle dance is a puzzle of movement and meaning, but what if there is another layer to this language? What if the key to truly understanding it lies not just in what we can see, but in what we can feel? The dance is not silent. As the bee waggles her abdomen, she produces specific vibrations. These vibrations travel through the honeycomb. They are felt by the other bees through their legs. They are felt by the other bees through their antennae. This vibrational channel is a crucial part of the message. It adds another dimension to the communication, one that is rich with detail. It is a language of frequencies and rhythms, a silent music that carries vital information across the colony. This brings us to a rather unexpected place. It leads us away from the beehive and into the world of human-made sound. Consider the piano. It is an instrument of immense precision. Each key, when struck, produces a specific and stable frequency. Its strings vibrate, and its large wooden body resonates, sending those vibrations out into the air and through any surface it touches. It is a machine designed to create and control vibrations. On the surface, a grand piano and a tiny honeybee could not seem more different. One is a masterpiece of human engineering and artistry. The other is a marvel of natural evolution. Here is where our second, more unusual question arises. Could an instrument like the piano help us understand the bee's vibrational world? Could the precise frequencies and resonant patterns created by a piano offer a new lens through which to view the waggle dance? This might sound like a strange idea, but both the bee and the piano are masters of vibration. Both use precisely controlled frequencies to convey information, whether it is the emotional arc of a sonata or the location of a field of clover. The underlying physics of waves and resonance connect these two seemingly disparate worlds. This essay will explore that surprising connection. We will investigate the possibility that human-made vibrations, carefully controlled and measured, could help us decode the subtleties of the bee's language. What if we could speak to bees not through movement, but through the pure tones of a musical instrument? It is a journey that will take us from the intricate biology of the beehive to the fundamental physics of sound. By building this unexpected bridge between music and nature, we might just uncover new secrets about the waggle dance. We might learn to listen to the hive in a way no one has ever listened before. The straight run, the bee's solar compass. Let us return to our foraging bee, the star performer in this hive theater. After finding a bountiful source of nectar, she scurries back to the darkness of the hive. She finds an open spot on the vertical honeycomb. Here she begins to walk in a straight line, vigorously shaking her abdomen from side to side. This is the waggle phase of the dance, but this is not just a random shimmy, it is a carefully calibrated signal. The direction of this straight run contains the first piece of the puzzle, the direction of the food source. The bees have an incredible internal compass. Their primary point of reference is the sun. Inside the dark hive, they cannot see the sun directly. So how do they translate its position into a dance? They use gravity as their guide. The vertical surface of the honeycomb acts like a compass face. Up on the comb represents the direction of the sun at that moment. If the bee runs straight up the comb, she tells her sisters to fly directly towards the sun. If she runs straight down, she means they should fly directly away from it. This ability to transpose an external visual cue into an internal gravity-based one is a cornerstone of their navigational genius. It is a mental calculation that would challenge even human navigators. The true elegance appears when the food source is not in line with the sun. If the flowers are 40 degrees to the right of the sun, the dancing bee will adjust her straight run accordingly. She will perform her waggle run at a 40-degree angle to the right of vertical. Her audience, gathered closely, understands this code implicitly. They feel the angle relative to gravity and instantly know which direction to fly. It is a simple yet profoundly effective way to share a precise bearing. The sun is not fixed in the sky. The bee's internal clocks allow them to account for that movement. A bee might dance hours after she discovered the nectar, but her dance shows the current direction relative to the sun. They are constantly updating their mental map and adjusting instructions. The straight run is not just a line, it is a dynamic, living vector, a testament to the bee's understanding of time and space, communicated through walking on a wall. Now, the rhythm that encodes distance. Once the dancer has communicated the correct direction, she must convey the second critical piece of information. Distance. How far must her sisters fly to find this treasure? A simple instruction like "fly that way" is useless without knowing how long the journey will be. The bees solve this problem not with angles, but with time. Distance is encoded in the duration of the straight waggle run. Short waggle means nearby. Long waggle means farther. The rhythm of the map, a beat that spells out miles. Precision is remarkable. Researchers timed runs with stopwatches and high-speed cameras, correlating them with feeding stations. They found a clear, linear relationship. For many species, 1 second of waggle 1 kilometer, half a second a few hundred meters, 3 to 4 seconds several kilometers. The watching bees are timing the run. After the straight waggle, the dancer circles back to start again. She circles left on one return, then right on the next. Together these create a figure 8. The circle resets the performance and grabs new followers. It frames the waggle run so the message repeats clearly. The whole dance is a loop of information, direction and distance repeated for the colony. The dancer also signals food quality with energy. High sugar fines produce vigorous, faster waggles and more repetitions. That excitement spreads. It signals a journey worth the effort. A mediocre source yields a shorter, lukewarm or no dance. The colony thus prioritizes the most profitable locations based on rhythm and enthusiasm. The waggle dance is not a solo performance. It is a deeply social and interactive event. The dancer is the star, but the audience of follower bees plays an equally vital role. They press in close, their bodies in direct contact with the dancer. They follow her movements, step for step. This physical contact is essential for the message to be received. The followers reach out with their antennae, the bee's primary sensory organs. Touch, smell. Through this contact, they feel every nuance of her movements. They also sense the vibrations she creates. Their antennae are covered in thousands of tiny sensory hairs and pits, making them incredibly sensitive. They can detect subtle air currents, textures, chemical signals. As they touch the dancer, they feel the direction of her run. They also pick up the scent of the flowers she visited. That scent is a specific floral signature. The dance provides the map. The scent provides the street view. Beyond touch and smell is the Johnston's organ, a vibration detector. Located in the second antennal segment, it's a biological accelerometer. It senses vibrations through the air. It senses vibrations through the honeycomb. The dancer's waggle sends shivers through the wax comb. Followers with feet on the comb feel these vibrations. The Johnston's organ converts oscillations into neural signals. This multi-sensory approach ensures the message is transmitted with high fidelity, even in the crowded and dark environment of the hive. They are not just watching a dance, feeling it, smelling it, listening to its vibrations. It is a full-body experience. The angle of the run provides the bearing. The duration of the run provides the distance. The scent provides the target's identity. The vibrations add emphasis and detail. It is this combination of signals, this symphony of the senses, that makes the waggle dance one of the most complex and effective communication systems in the animal kingdom. To truly grasp the genius of the waggle dance, we must try to imagine the world from a bee's perspective. It is a world dominated not by sight, at least not within the hive, but by touch, vibration, smell. Think of the honeycomb not as a static structure, but as a living communication network, like a telephone wire or a drum skin. Every movement, every vibration travels through this waxy medium, carrying messages to all who are listening. The dancer is, in essence, playing the comb like an instrument, and her sisters are the attentive audience, feeling the music through the soles of their feet and the tips of their antennae. This reliance on mechanoreception, the sensing of mechanical stimuli like touch and vibration, ding den sor, begadi, wigan card or samar baishturas. When a follower bee stands near the dancer, she is receiving information through multiple channels simultaneously. Her antennae feel the dancer's movements directly, while her legs feel the resulting shock waves propagating through the wax. This redundancy likely helps to clarify the signal and reduce errors. It is a bit like reading a person's lips while also hearing their voice. The combination of the two provides a much clearer message than either one alone. So, let's use an analogy to simplify this complex process. Imagine you are in a completely dark room with a group of people. You want to tell them where to find a hidden object in another building. You cannot speak, but you can tap on the floor. To indicate direction, you might walk a few steps on the floorboards at a certain angle relative to the room's main door, the sun. To indicate distance, you might tap your foot for a specific number of seconds. Inside your album, sec 1 in tap per 100 feet of distance. Your friends would press their hands and ears to the floor, feeling the angle of your steps and counting the taps to get their instructions. This is a simplified, human version of what bees do with such effortless grace. This translation of motion into meaning is the heart of the waggle dance code. The bee has evolved a suite of sensory organs and behaviors that allow her to convert a physical journey into an abstract, symbolic performance. It is a system built on fundamental principles: angles for direction, duration for distance, and vibration for emphasis and detail. By breaking down the dance into these components and understanding the sensory world of the bee, we can begin to see it not as a magical act, but as a masterful piece of biological engineering. The mystery is not one of magic, but of magnificent, intricate design. To truly understand the bee's vibrational message, we must first explore the nature of vibrations themselves. At its core, a vibration is simply a wave. Imagine dropping a pebble into a still pond. Ripples spread outwards from the point of impact. These ripples are waves, carrying energy across the water's surface. Sound travels in a similar way, as waves of pressure moving through the air. In the beehive, the dancer's waggle creates waves that travel not through water or air, but through the solid structure of the honeycomb. These are substrate-borne vibrations. This hidden language of waves is governed by a few simple fundamental rules that are the same for a bee, a pond, and a musical instrument. Every wave has a frequency. This is simply how often the wave repeats itself in a given amount of time. If you tap your finger on a table slowly, you are creating a low-frequency vibration. If you tap it very quickly, you are creating a high-frequency vibration. We measure frequency in a unit called hertz, or hertz, which means cycles per second. The frequency of the bee's waggle is not random. It is a specific controlled signal that carries meaning. It is the pitch of the bee's vibrational song. Another key property of a wave is its amplitude. In our pond analogy, a small pebble creates small ripples, while a large stone creates big, powerful waves. The height of these waves is their amplitude. In the world of sound and vibration, amplitude corresponds to loudness or intensity. A quiet whisper is a low-amplitude sound wave. A loud shout is a high-amplitude wave. When a bee performs her dance with great vigor to signal a rich food source, she is increasing the amplitude of her vibrations. She is, in effect, shouting her message through the comb to convey her excitement and the value of her discovery. Finally, there is the idea of resonance. Every object has a natural frequency at which it prefers to vibrate. Think of pushing a child on a swing. If you push at just the right rhythm, matching the swing's natural frequency, a small push can send the child soaring high. This is resonance. The honeycomb itself has natural resonant frequencies. By producing vibrations that match these frequencies, the dancer can transmit her message much more efficiently. Her small movements can create a large, clear signal that travels far across the comb, ensuring that every potential recruit gets the message loud and clear. This is the physics of efficient communication. When we analyze the vibrations of the waggle dance, a clear pattern emerges. The primary frequency typically falls around 250 to 300 Hz. To put that into perspective, the note middle C on a piano has a frequency of about 261 Hz. This means that the fundamental tone of the bee's dance message is remarkably close to a note that is central to Western music. Like a musical note played on a violin or a guitar, the bee's signal is not a pure, simple tone. It is rich with harmonics. Harmonics are additional, higher frequency waves that are multiples of the fundamental frequency. These harmonics give a sound its unique character or timbre. It is why a piano and a flute playing the same note sound different. The bee's vibrational signal, with its own set of harmonics, creates a complex and distinctive sonic fingerprint. They could make the signal more robust and easier to detect against the constant background noise of the hive. A complex signal with multiple frequencies is less likely to be mistaken for a random vibration. The bee's message is not a single note, but a chord. The follower bees are not just detecting a simple buzz, their sensory organs are tuned to recognize this specific, multi-layered signal. The bee's signature frequency and harmonic structure act like a password, ensuring that only the intended audience pays attention to this vital, life-sustaining message. It is a private channel in a very crowded room. Now let us turn our attention to our unlikely tool of investigation, the piano. A piano is, in essence, a highly sophisticated machine designed for the precise control of vibration. When a pianist presses a key, a felt-covered hammer strikes one or more tightly stretched steel strings. The vibrations travel from the strings, through a wooden bridge, and into the soundboard. Because of its large surface area, the soundboard vibrates much more air than the strings alone, dramatically amplifying the sound. More importantly for our purposes, it acts as a large diaphragm, creating powerful physical vibrations that can be transferred to any object it touches. The key for middle C, for example, is designed to produce a fundamental frequency of about 261.63 Hz, remarkably close to the bee's own vibrational signature. We can produce a single, known frequency. We can control its amplitude by how hard we press the key, and we can use the instrument's powerful resonant structure to transfer that vibration into another object. The piano is not just for making music, it is, well, a physics engine, a device for exploring the very nature of the waves that connect the world of sound and the secret language of bees. Here is where our two worlds, the bees and the pianos, can finally meet. We have established that bees communicate using vibrations at a specific frequency, around 260 Hz, and a piano can produce this exact frequency with remarkable purity and control. This opens a fascinating opportunity. Could we use the piano's precise tones to run a small, careful experiment? Not to replicate the whole dance, but to isolate one element, the vibrational signal, and watch how bees react. We would never put a giant piano inside a living hive. Instead, record the pure tone of a single piano note. Play that recording through a contact transducer. Place it gently against an observation honeycomb. Start with a single low-amplitude tone. Play middle C, about 261 Hz, for a few seconds and watch the bees. Do they stop what they are doing? Do they turn toward the vibration? Do their antennae begin searching for the signal? Then test other frequencies, much higher notes, much lower notes, to see if bees ignore them. Hypothesis: frequencies near the waggle signal like middle C will draw attention or curiosity. Frequencies far from that range will be dismissed as background noise. This isn't talking to them, it's a diagnostic lens to see which frequencies matter, and which are just unheard, static, in their world. As we conduct these small experiments, we must be realistic about their limitations. The waggle dance is a rich, multi-sensory message. Direction, from the dancer's movement. Scent, from her body. context from her social excitement. Our simple piano tone only replicates one small piece of this complex puzzle. It is highly unlikely a pure tone on an empty comb would make bees fly out in search of food. The signal lacks the other essential layers of information. The goal here is not to trick the bees into a full response. The goal is to observe the initial, subtle signs of recognition. We're looking for the very first step in the communication chain: attention. Do they twitch or orient differently when the 260 Hz tone is played? This antennal response would be strong evidence of tuning to this frequency band. It would show the piano note is not just a random disturbance, but a perceived signal of potential interest. Our journey began in the warm, dark heart of a beehive. We have seen how this intricate performance is far more than just movement. It is a sophisticated language of angles, rhythms, and vibrations. Then we introduced a surprising partner into this natural drama, the piano. Yet we discovered they share a common tongue, the language of vibration. By proposing to use these tones as a gentle probe, we imagine a new way of listening to nature, a method that bridges the gap between biological wonder and the fundamental principles of physics. This connection, from the waggle to the keyboard, highlights a profound truth. The principles of communication are universal. Information is carried on waves. The bee is not just a dancer, she is an intuitive physicist, a master of wave mechanics. This surprising link between the hive and the concert hall enriches our understanding and deepens our awe for these small, essential creatures. As we contemplate using tools like the piano to probe the bee's world, we must proceed with a deep sense of respect and ethical caution. The goal is never to disrupt or control, but to understand and appreciate. A better understanding of bee communication has powerful implications for conservation. This knowledge can inform better conservation strategies, helping us create quieter, safer environments for our pollinators to thrive. This journey from the bee's dance to the piano's chord is a call to curiosity. It encourages us to look for connections in unexpected places and to appreciate the small wonders that surround us. Support local beekeepers, plant pollinator-friendly gardens, remain curious about the intricate web of life that connects us all. Next time you see a bee buzzing from flower to flower, remember the incredible dance happening just out of sight. Remember the hidden music of the hive. There is always more to discover if we have the patience and the creativity to look and to listen. Thank you for joining us on this resonant journey.